One of the toughest things in life to appreciate is the past relationships that we've been in. If we've left somebody, if we have an ex, and especially if we've left under, I guess, tough circumstances where there's some friction, it's not always easy to appreciate our relationships. But I think it's so important that we do that because those people have brought a great deal to our lives. Welcome back. My name's Ethan, and one of the things I like doing is helping people look at their world and their possibilities a little bit differently. And today I want to talk about how you look at past relationships that you've had. I know for myself, I've had a number of past relationships, and most of those have been, ended fairly well. Some, you go through a little bit of friction when relationships end. But I've always come back to the point where I've been able to establish a good relationship with a person that I once lost a relationship with. And I've always appreciated that in my life. Now, one of my recent relationships, it hasn't been the case that it's gone well, and there's been a lot of friction between us. And it's really sad to me because I've always wanted to be in a position where I could reach out and I could spend some time with and even have a friendly conversation with the person that I was last in a relationship with, that I had to leave. But I think it's so important that we all do the best that we possibly can to honor our past relationships. I'm always of the perspective that all the things in our life, all the good things and the bad things, all the people that we're with that help support us, all the people that berate us, all the people that put us down, all the people that harm us in some way, that they all contribute to our lives in a positive manner. Obviously, when we have things that are negative that we feel hurt by, that provides a pretty big wound for us, right? I mean, that's not easy to deal with. And we can often get into the victim mode mentality where we feel like somebody else did something to them, and why do they do that? And obviously that's a natural thing for all of us to have, but ultimately, I think it is each and every one of our responsibility to take a look at our lives and to realize that it is only because of the culmination of all the people that we've been with, all the experiences that we've had, all the choices that we made in life, that we have come to the point where we are right now in our lives. And it's ultimately up to us to decide how we want to move forward and what we want to do with our life. So I always look at past relationships, whether you could say that they're good or bad, that they were tough or challenging or easy, whatever they were like, is that they all contributed to me and to who I am today. And where I am today is a culmination of all that stuff, but it's also a culmination of how I've decided to look at life, how I've decided to look at who I am, why I got here, and where I want to go in the future. And it's ultimately up to me to make a decision as to how I want to view all of that and how I want to use that information moving forward to improve my life in the future. So something really important. I know that when you end a relationship with somebody, that it's not always easy to deal with, that there are a lot of challenging times that you often have to go through. And there are relationships that are really challenging for us all. If you have an abusive spouse, that can be really challenging. But it can be even more challenging if you have an abusive relationship with your parents. If your parents abused you verbally, physically, emotionally, whatever they did, those close-knit relationships, those family ties, when things go wrong, those can be particularly difficult for people. But ultimately, I'm sort of the mindset that the things that happen to us often happen for us. We just often don't see the reason why things happen until far later in our lives. And I guess that's just my way of looking at things, as if there's some kind of divine inspiration or plan behind the way things happen for all of us in life. So I think that's just a good way of looking at things. If you are going through a challenging time with a relationship or something that happened in your past, to always try to look at the upsides to it and try to make amends with people who you have harmed and who have harmed you. And even if you can't say something to somebody in person, to at least forgive people in your own mind, and that's going to help you heal the more that you can do that. I know it's not easy when you have especially traumatic experiences that you've gone through in life, but certainly when you stop, take a look at things, and really become thankful for all of your experiences, the good and bad, life gets easier.